Hi guys, welcome to my channel Happy Eye Tarot. In today's pickacard reading, we will find out how will your future spouse treat you. So you can see an image on your screen right now. You've got three options to choose from. Feel free to pause the video over here, meditate on all your options, pick whichever one calls out to you the most. You'll find the timestamps in the comment section as well as in the description box below. So make your choice and let's get started. Hello group 1, if you guys chose the first image, let's find out how will your future spouse treat you. So the oracles that came out for you guys are smiley face, which says joy. Then we have sexual freedom. This is also number 30 and so is this. Maybe you and your spouse both will be of the same age. Then we have rest, grief, and life force, which says express your driving passion, sensual and sexual powers are increased. One thing that is coming off right off the bat over here, first with sexual freedom, and now we also have sexual powers are increased over here, is that if at all with your previous partners you've never felt satisfied, that complaint is going to go away with your future spouse. Group 1, your future spouse will sexually satisfy you greatly. Your chemistry with them will be really good. In fact, it is highly likely that your future spouse's love language might be physical touch. So hugs, kisses, and more, all of that is going to be the norm in your household, because that's just how your future spouse will tell you how much you mean to them. Your future spouse, for them, your happiness will come first. Everything else comes second. So your future spouse will be ready to do anything just to see that smile on your face. And in general, since your first energy over here is of smiley face, I feel like your future spouse will be a huge fan of your smile. It's almost as if it's you who's smiling, but then it's their heart, their energy which is lighting up. So they'll really like it. I also feel that your future spouse will love to spend money on you in terms of things that you like to do, out of, you can say, where am I going with this? Okay, let me rephrase. For instance, let's say that if you love to get your nails done, all right, and that is something that your spouse knows for a fact, so they might get you gift cards or vouchers, or just surprise you with appointments that they've made for you on your behalf. They go get your nails done. I really like it. When you come to me and you're like, oh, see, I got this done and I got that done. Basically, any and every big or insignificant thing that makes you happy will in turn make them happy also. Another thing with sexual freedom over here and life force, I feel like your satisfaction is going to mean the most to your spouse and not so much theirs. I mean, obviously in the act they'll also be getting satisfied, but basically, are you happy? Are you satisfied? They might actually keep on asking you this question in between. Another way that I can see your future spouse expressing their love to you, or we can say the way in which they'll be treating you, is making sure that you're getting enough rest, not just physically but also mentally. Like whenever they see that you're stressing out a bit too much, or whenever they notice even the slightest signs of uneasiness on your face, or if they can look at your face and tell that you're perhaps experiencing some sort of distress, immediately they'll ask you to just unwind, relax, sit down, rest, and tell them what the problem is. Share with them. You and your spouse will be sharing a very deep heart-to-heart connection. There's so much green over here. I also feel like your future spouse's arrival is going to do wonders for your heart chakra, group 1, in case at the moment you experience any blockages or something with it. So all of that is going to go away. I can also see over here with joy and rest that your future spouse might be the kind of person who lets you sleep in late and wakes up before you, makes breakfast for you and whatnot. Just making sure that you are well fed, well rested and happy. I think that's going to mean a lot to them. Another thing that's coming up, and you see this is so beautiful, I just realized this, we have joy and sorrow both. So your future spouse is going to be by your side both in your good times as well as the bad. When bad times come, it's not like they're going to leave you to be by yourself, oh, I'm sure you'll be able to figure it out. No, even if the problem is something that they cannot comprehend, even if it is, let's say for example, it's something work related, and if for instance your line of work and their line of work are very different, so they can't understand that much, but they'll still be with you. If you're required to sit through the night, they will be with you, they will sit with you throughout the night. Just they'll make sure that they can somehow manage to get that smile back on your face. Whenever you're experiencing any heavy emotions, they won't say things like, oh, it's okay, chin up, it'll just pass, be brave and stuff like that. No, they will let you grieve, they will let you express your emotions, whatever it takes for you to feel lighter, unload all of those heavy emotions, they'll let you do that. In fact, grief over here is telling me that just as much as your happiness is kind of infectious for them, similarly, your sorrow, your grief will also affect them a lot. They will not be able to tolerate it when they see that you're not happy, when you're going through something. They will not stay aloof to all of it. They will not stay detached to any of it. I can also see over here that your future spouse will love to hype you up. And especially with sexual freedom over here and express your driving passion, in case growing up you have heard negative things about the way that you look or your body. We all know how society is. And especially if you're a girl, they can tell you, X number of things. So in case growing up you've had any body issues or something like that, your future spouse will make sure that you know that to them you are beautiful, you are amazing. They'll help you feel more confident in your body, they'll help you feel more confident in your skin. They will encourage you to embrace your sensuality, they'll encourage you to embrace your sexuality, whatever it is that you want to do, however it is that you want to dress up. They'll, like I said, they'll be your biggest cheerleader in all these things. Okay, let's take a look at your tarot cards now, group 1. So we have the Queen of Wands, the Nine of Swords, the Emperor, the Eight of Wands, and the Seven of Cups. With the Queen of Wands over here, I feel like your future spouse is going to let you take the lead, group 1. Regardless of whether you're a masculine or a feminine, your future spouse is going to let you take the lead. Whatever it is that you say goes in the house, that's it. No questions asked after that. And the reason behind it is not because they're trying to appease you or anything. It's because they trust you. They trust you. They trust in your judgment. They have faith in you. So if you are making any decision that is going to affect the entire house, whether it is related to the finances, whether it is related to kids, they'll agree with you. In fact, rarely, if ever, there might be any conflict between you guys. And the reason behind it with the Eight of Wands is because your future spouse will make sure that not only are they establishing very good communication with you, but they'll also take out time to properly comprehend what it is that you're trying to tell them. There's a difference between communicating and comprehending. So that is something that they'll work on, which I feel like is going to have a very positive impact on your dynamics. With the Nine of Swords over here, again, there is this emphasis on them not leaving your side when you're worried, in times of stress, in times of anxiety. In fact, group 1, in case nobody has taken your mental health seriously, maybe even you for that matter have never taken your mental health seriously, but your future spouse will. If they look at you and, maybe because of whatever it is that you're going through or perhaps might go through after you guys are married, and if they feel like there's a need for you to really unburden and just detangle whatever mess there is inside your head, they'll talk you into it. They'll encourage you to see a therapist or talk to them or journal it out, whatever it is, but they won't ignore it. They won't act as if, oh, it's probably just hormones or whatever. They will take it seriously. Every emotion that you express, whether it is falling in the good spectrum or the bad, they will take it very, very seriously. With the Emperor over here being underneath the Rest card, there is a very strong energy that's coming from your future spouse of them being a provider, wherein they love taking care of you, they love to provide for you, they love to make sure that all your needs are fulfilled. And they're not doing this from a place of, oh, I'm the man of the house, so naturally then these are all my responsibilities. It is coming from a place of love. It is coming from a place of genuine care and affection. They want to take care of you not because it's a stereotypical societal standard for them to take care of you, but because they genuinely want to take care of you. With the Emperor over here, again, like I said, in case growing up or perhaps now, you're not very confident about who you are or any other areas of your life, if you're not too confident in them, they'll encourage you greatly. In fact, group 1, if starting a business of your own, let's say, is an idea that you've always dabbled with, but you've never really acted upon it too seriously, or maybe never before did you find anybody who truly believed in your vision or truly understood it, or let's say was willing to invest in it. All of that is going to change when your future spouse comes, because they will believe in you, they'll believe in your vision, and they'll be more than happy to give you the seed money so that you can go and start your business. With the Eight of Wands over here, I can see that your future spouse will lay a lot of stress on not just communication, but also traveling or taking frequent breaks for traveling, whether it is a weekend getaway or something longer, just so that you guys can have a change of scenery, change of mind, change of energies. I feel like that is something that they really believe in, like taking these breaks. I heard detoxify, so maybe your future spouse's idea of detoxification is if the surroundings can be changed for a little while. And I am strongly getting this sense from at least some of you, group 1, that maybe growing up, you did not have as many opportunities as your future spouse will present to you once you guys are married. And with the Seven of Cups over here, it's almost as if all these wild dreams that you had growing up, which perhaps you thought might never, ever become a reality, when you openly discuss all of that with your future spouse, they'll sort of make it their mission that they have to remove all of this stored grief in you and do whatever it is that they can, however many wishes from your bucket list they can cross off and, bring that smile on your face, replace that grief with joy. It'll mean a lot to them. All right, so these are all the messages that I have for you right now, group 1. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new over here, and hit the bell icon when you do so. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hello, group 2. If you guys chose the second image, let's find out how will your future spouse treat you. So the oracles that came out for you guys are Evil Eye, which says protection. Then we have creativity, trust, expansion, and divine alchemy, which says move beyond current challenges, focus on what you desire. So you're getting a spouse / a motivator, a personal motivator, you can say. That's great. Okay, group 2, right off the bat, your future spouse is going to be very protective towards you. I'm not seeing any maniacal possessiveness over here, so you can let out that sigh of relief. But yes, your future spouse will be very protective about you. Now, there might be 2 reasons for it. A, then naturally they are that person who is very protective about the people that they love, as most of us are. And the second reason is that you, group 2, might have noticed this, and perhaps during your courtship or after your marriage, this is something that your future spouse might notice also, that you are very prone to psychic or spiritual attacks. You get that negative energy very quickly. And when they notice this, after that, they'll become even more protective towards you. In fact, it is possible with trust and expansion, and especially this amethyst energy over here, that your future spouse might actually help you to understand or maybe identify who those people are in your community or in your friend circle or amongst your relatives who might be sending you the evil eye. In general, your future spouse might be somebody who's quite intuitive or has very good connection with their spirit guides that way. So that is why also it'll be easy for them to identify things that perhaps you might be missing sometimes, like an outsider's perspective. Your future spouse will have immense trust in you. In fact, I love how there's this little heart at the center of all these semicircles and whatever this is. It looks like a Venn diagram. Anyway, it seems as if at the core of their world, it's you and just you. Nobody else matters to them as much as you. They do not trust anybody as much as they trust you. And they'll be extremely loyal and faithful towards you as well. With creativity, it seems like your future spouse might be the kind of person who is always coming up with new ideas, new ways in which they can surprise you. Whether it is randomly booking trips for you guys, whether it is randomly taking you out for some wine and dine sessions, surprising you with some gift on their way back from work, telling you that they're going to take you someplace, but then they end up taking you someplace totally different, and it's just bigger and better and so much more magnificent than you could have imagined. That's what this feels like. They really put in the effort. They don't half-ass anything when it comes to you, group 2. They really go out of their way. In fact, looking at this hot air balloon over here and all of the other things that are going on in this creativity card, it seems like, have you heard the phrase go big or go home? That's what it feels like when it comes to your future spouse's efforts to make you happy, or to surprise you rather, we can say. Go big or go home. It's always so grand. With expansion over here and move beyond current challenges, it is quite possible, group 2, that you guys might not have a lot of faith in yourselves. Or maybe you guys experienced something growing up, or maybe once you started your career, because of which you're perhaps not as confident as you would like to be. Like, you're good at something, but then am I good enough that I can present this creation of, is it good enough that I can present it in front of the whole world? Can I really put myself out there like that? What if I receive backlash? What if my idea or service absolutely flops? What will I do then? So it seems, group 2, that you have a very hard time moving beyond these challenges that come up in your head. And your future spouse will make sure that you're able to see beyond those challenges. They'll help you to focus more on the good potential future rather than on the negative future that you are thinking about and worrying over. Like I said, your future spouse will motivate you a lot. And each time they notice that you are sinking or about to go down that rabbit hole of worry and stress and just anticipating that the worst might happen, they will quickly help you snap out of it. How? By helping you to redirect your focus or your thoughts towards a positive vision, a positive future. Yeah, there's a risk that this might happen, but then what if it does not happen? And what if instead these good things happen to you? With expansion, there is a strong possibility that once you're married, your future spouse is going to play a key role in your career growth especially. And I also feel like not just your professional growth, but also your personal growth. With your spouse, you're going to really grow as an individual. You might make lots of leaps on your spiritual journey also. With expansion, group 2, and this is a very specific message, so take it if it resonates. In case at the moment you guys have a hard time getting along well with your family or your friends, or just in general you face difficulties establishing close bonds with people, your future spouse is going to help you with that as well. In fact, with expansion and trust over here, it also seems as if, because your future spouse has so much faith in you and your judgment, whenever they have to make any big decisions in their life, especially related to their career, you're the only person they'll come to for advice. Should I say yes to this? What should I do? What do you think? What are your thoughts on it? What do you think is something that they'll ask you very frequently? And not only because they want to make you feel included, but because, like I said, they value your opinion so much. They'll genuinely want to know. Okay, let's take a look at your tarot cards now, group 2. So we have the Chariot, the Knight of Swords, the Six of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords, and the Empress. So the Eight of Swords over here is pretty much in alignment with the energy of you staying sort of stuck on your worries about the future rather than focusing on the task at hand. So that is something your spouse is going to help you with. Also, group 2, if you have a problem of not just work-wise but otherwise also assuming a lot of things and causing yourself distress, that's a tendency of yours that your future spouse is going to help you overcome. It also seems as if your future spouse, besides of course all of these, oh hey, we have two hot air balloons now, once in the Chariot and then once in the creativity card. So definitely one of the many ways in which your future spouse will make you feel appreciated and loved, or one of the gestures that are going to come your way a lot, is traveling, and long distance traveling. So with them, they might take you to lots of different countries. They might, take you on world tours and stuff like that. And in general, with expansion and now the Chariot over here, I feel like if growing up you've lived in a very closed world and you didn't get a lot of opportunities to explore what else or what more is out there, that is something that your future spouse will sort of take on as a pet project of theirs. That, okay, now it is my responsibility to make sure that I help group 2 see whatever it is that they had possibly missed out on growing up. With the Knight of Swords, your future spouse is never ever going to make you feel restricted or ever going to make you feel like you're somehow less than them. No matter how much money both of you are making, no matter what you guys do for a living, no matter what sort of family you're coming from or they're coming from, all of that will be extremely insignificant. With the Chariot and the Knight of Swords over here, your growth and are you happy? Are you excited? Are you excited to wake up in the morning? All of those things will mean a lot to your future spouse. And like I said, they'll just let you be, honestly, with the Knight of Swords over here. They will never stop you from doing anything. They're never going to stop you from going after anything. If at all, like I said, they're going to motivate you to go after the things that you want or you're interested in. With the Six of Pentacles over here, your future spouse will establish lots and lots of respect and reciprocity in your connection with them. You'll never feel like, oh, I'm the one who's doing everything. I'm the one who's looking after my job also. I'm the one who's looking after the kids also. I'm the one who is running the house also, all by myself. I'm not getting any help. Your future spouse will not give you a chance to complain about either of these things, because they'll always be present to help you. They will share those responsibilities with you. They'll share those burdens with you, whatever it is. So you guys, in the true essence of the word, will be partners, and they'll see to it that you never feel like you have to do it all by yourself. And with the Empress over here, this is a very specific and a very lovely message, especially if you're a feminine who's watching this. Like I said, in general also your future spouse will love to spoil you, take care of you and all of that. But especially when you're pregnant, at that time your future spouse's care for you, their concern for you, it'll just skyrocket into something much more better. They were already the best, and now they've somehow even managed to trump that. And once they become a parent, after that also, like I said, with the Six of Pentacles over here, they'll always be around, always help you. With the Empress, definitely your future spouse is going to put you on a pedestal, group 2. Are you happy? Your wishes, it'll mean the most to them. And in case group 2, because of your past experiences, you now suffer from trust issues, or you always have this fear that, oh, what if my spouse cheats on me? What if I go through the same cycle again? The way your future spouse is going to be genuinely all about you over here with protection and now the Empress and then that trust card, It'll be very obvious to you, like I said, that you are the center of their world. They will only have eyes for you, group 2. You can trust me on that with the Empress. I don't think your future spouse will even bother, um, you know, like even imagining, oh, what if instead of my wife or my husband, I'd ended up with XYZ. Nothing of that sort. They'll always and only be just about you. In fact, with the Chariot over here, another message that I'm getting is that if at all growing up, or maybe before that, I mean, like once you'd started your career, you weren't getting the kind of support that you had hoped for from your friends and family and whoever else, especially with regards to your career. Your future spouse will make sure that all of that goes away because they will believe in you a lot. Oh, one more message. With protection, the Knight of Swords and Chariot, if your future spouse senses, and like I said, they're pretty intuitive. So if they sense that any person that you are engaging with or interacting with does not have your best interest in mind, your future spouse will communicate that to you and make sure that you cut cords with that person as soon as possible because they would not want any negative energy to drain you like that. All right, so these are all the messages that I have for you right now, group 2. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new over here, and hit the bell icon when you do so. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hello, group 3. If you guys chose the third image, let's find out how will your future spouse treat you. So the oracles that came out for you are bees, which says community. Then we have the garden, ideation, passion, and we have open communication, which says get a weight off your chest, speak up with love, and be heard. All right, first things first. Now, I don't know, but I'm getting this message that a lot of you might actually marry somebody that you're currently friends with or will become friends with first, and then that friendship will blossom into love. So at the core of it, you guys will be very, very good friends, best friends even. And so even though now you're technically spouses, that friendship bond or that friendship vibe will be omnipresent in this marriage, in this connection of yours. And so I'm not surprised that the first card for you over here is of community. You'll always, like whenever you're speaking to your spouse or whenever you have to say anything to them, there will never be this pressure, you can say, at the back of your head that, oh, this is my spouse, how can I tell them that? Or what if they interpret it in a wrong way? Whatever the piece of information might be. But thankfully, you wouldn't experience any of that because talking to your spouse will be equivalent to talking to your best friend. And you know how it is the case with your best friends. You can talk to them about anything and they won't judge you. And that's basically going to be the case between you and your spouse as well. I feel like one of the many ways in which your spouse will make sure that you know that they honor you, they respect your wishes, is that they're going to let you be. You will never hear things like, I want you to dress a certain way, I want you to look a certain way, I want you to make this for me, why are you doing this, why are you not doing this, and so on and so on and so forth. That will never happen. If you're the kind of person, group 3, who sometimes likes to be left alone, if you are the kind of person who really prioritizes their me time, if you're somebody who likes to be left alone to recharge their social batteries, your future spouse will understand all of that, no questions asked. Do whatever it is that you want to. In fact, sometimes your future spouse might be the one who sponsors your solo trips and, encourages you to go to places you've never been to and just get a chance to explore yourself in solitude. They'll be more than happy with it. The garden over here with ideation and passion is also telling me, group 3, that in case you begin a particular work after your marriage, whether it is some project of yours, whether it is some career goal of yours, whether it is you setting up your own business or something, they'll not interfere with it. Like they'll not be like, oh, you're spending so much time, X amount of hours in your work, and you're not really bothered about me, you're not worried about the kids, you're not worried about anything else about the house. this simply won't do, you have to cut down on your work hours. Nothing like that. And the reason behind it is because your spouse with the ideation card over here seems to be somebody who will believe in your vision a lot, group 3. In fact, hearing you talk about the things that you like, seeing your face light up when you are discussing things that you're passionate about is going to give them immense happiness. And so naturally, they'll never hold you back from any of those things. They'll, like how we say, they'll be the wind beneath your wings. They'll help you soar. They'll help you fly. If at all you have a dependent parent whom you would like to live with you post marriage, I feel like your spouse will be open to that as well. It also seems over here that your future spouse in general seems to be someone who is very skilled at communication. They'll be able to tell by looking at your body language, or perhaps some uneasy expressions on your face, or maybe the way that you're talking about certain things, that there's something that's bothering you, but you're just not talking about it. So they'll help you get that weight off your chest. They'll either create the right environment in which you feel easy enough to talk, or they'll remind you that you can talk to them about anything, or they might gently ease you into it, like, what is it? What's been bothering you? I can see that since morning you've been a bit troubled. I didn't want to push you, I didn't, I thought I'll just let you be, but it seems like you're still struggling with whatever that thought is. So I'd like to listen to it. What is it? So like that. And the way in which your spouse speaks to you, their tone is always going to be very polite, very loving, and very respectful. You must have seen lots of couples wherein, sometimes they forget how are they supposed to talk to each other. There sometimes is that undertone of taking each other for granted. So I can say whatever the hell I feel like. I can talk to you however the hell I feel like. I know you're not going to go anywhere. But that disrespect is never going to slip in your marriage. They'll always, like I said, talk to you with the utmost sense of love, care, and kindness, more importantly. Especially if growing up, group 3, you've witnessed this dynamic around you, that in all the households in your community, all of your relatives or your friends, parents, or whoever, one spouse always seemed to have the upper hand and would always seem to dominate the other spouse. That equation is going to be absent from your marriage, because your spouse is not that kind of a person. In fact, I feel like your spouse might be the kind of person who listens more and speaks less. And if you, group 3, are somebody who loves to talk, I mean, it's a win-win situation then. They love to listen, you love to talk, and that's how that's going to be. Okay, let's take a look at your tarot cards now. So we have the Page of Wands, the Page of Cups. So yeah, definitely a lot of you are getting married to their childhood sweethearts. Then we have the Ten of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, and we have the Nine of Cups. Sometimes your future spouse might coddle you and spoil you, treat you like a baby. For real. I mean, they might pamper you a lot, they might spoil you a lot. Whatever you say, they'll make sure that it happens that instant. They'll never say no to you for anything. Just like how you're supposed to take care of a baby very tenderly, be very mindful of how they're feeling, what are they trying to say, even if they are struggling to express it. I feel like your spouse is going to look at you sometimes like that. And I hope you're able to get what it is that I'm trying to say and not getting freaked out by, like, why would you treat me like a baby? I'm not a kid. In terms of spoiling you, in terms of pampering you, in terms of being absolutely all right with all your tantrums, that way. If you have 2 kids, group 3, and this is a very specific message, one of them is going to be your carbon copy and the other is going to be your spouse's carbon copy. I can see that You are a very creative person, group 3, and usually you are somebody who just acts before thinking. But I'm not sure how much did either of these qualities of yours get encouraged when you were growing up in your household or in your community. So once you're married, your future spouse is going to make sure that you are able to express your creative talents, your needs, or whatever else it is without any restrictions, without any inhibitions. With the page of wands over here, whenever you want, whenever you feel like making any changes in your life, whenever you feel like just going for something, they'll always encourage you, they'll always let you take that leap of faith. They'll never discourage you from it. They'll make sure you know that they're supporting you, the kids are supporting you. You know, it's like, I'm holding the fort over here, you go and conquer the world. That is what this feels like. Really great. Your future spouse is also going to be extremely patient with you, group 3. It doesn't matter whether you're short tempered, it doesn't matter whether you're impulsive. In fact, maybe, like I said, you might be the impulsive one, they might be the patient one. It can be vice versa, but mostly for you guys, I'm seeing that it's your spouse who's going to be patient and not you. And patient, not just in terms of how they deal with you, but also once you guys have become parents, they'll deal with the kids in a very patient manner. Let's say that you guys have gone out and you're not able to decide what it is that you want to eat. They won't rush you, or they won't force any dish on you that you, okay, fine, if you can't decide, you eat what I'm having. They'll never do that. If you have to take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, like I said, they wouldn't mind. They'll just let you be. Take as much time as you need, but get what it is that you want to get. There's a lot about you that your future spouse is going to teach you, group 3. And definitely with the 9 of Cups and passion over here, something about you being able to accomplish what it is that you had always wanted to do, that is something that your future spouse is going to focus on a lot. You know, like I said, you had some idea, you had some vision, nobody gave you the right motivation or something, nobody, maybe people even mocked you for the passion you had, especially if you're passionate about something that's a little bit offbeat. Nobody got that, nobody understood it. Your spouse will. In general, with the 9 of Cups over here, I can see that one of the many ways in which your spouses will express their love to you, or treat you on the whole, we can say, is making sure that all your wishes are being fulfilled, no matter how big or small that wish is. In fact, it's possible with the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Wands over here that oftentimes, and especially since you're a chatterbox, group 3, there are a lot of things that you might say and not even remember that you had expressed any of these desires. You might say it in a very matter-of-fact way, or maybe you're just blabbering, not even paying attention, that you let out some unfulfilled wish of yours. And then you'll notice in a few days, a few weeks, a few months' time, depending upon how big or small that wish is, that they've actually gone ahead and fulfilled it for you. And I think they'll keep on surprising you like this. You must have seen in movies that, like there's a girl and she's pointing out a certain thing from the windows. Oh, this looks pretty. And then she forgets about it. And then the guy buys that and surprises her with it. And she's like, oh, I can't believe you remembered. So basically, I'm getting a lot of that from this group. Your spouse is going to remember the little details about you, things about you that you might not even remember ever having told them. They'll really be paying attention to you when you'll be talking group 3. I think this is the best listener that you could have ever asked for. And especially if you've been asked to, dial down or tone yourself down a little bit. Oh, why do you talk so much? Why are you so loud? You're so obnoxious. You're such a pick-me-up. If you've heard all of these things before, group 3, first of all, that's absolute bullshit. And secondly, your spouse is not going to do any of that. Like I said, they'll let you be. They'll let you be your loud, proud, happy, quirky, weird self. All right, group 3. So these are all the messages that I have for you right now. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know down in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new over here, and hit the bell icon when you do so. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.